Hey guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I've got this Chit Chat Get Ready With Me video featuring the makeup look that I wore in my 2016 Beauty Favourites video. I had quite a few requests of people asking me if I can film a tutorial for the look that I wore in that video, so I'm going to be filming that today for you. So I'm super chilled. I've just got my hair in a slick back pony. I've got on this t-shirt, which is kind of like a super chilled t-shirt. I'm kind of not dressing up or anything. I just want to be super comfy, and I actually have got pajama bottoms on as well. Just quickly, this t-shirt, I'll just kind of stand up and show you. This is a t-shirt. If you follow me on my Instagram is Abby Crane, so ABICRANE _. I'll pop it up on the screen now, and I also have it always linked in the description box down below. But if you don't follow me on my Instagram, you should. But if you do, then you will see that I've been doing some kind of modelling for Sincere Clothing. They have an Instagram page, and it's actually run by two really good friends of mine. And if you want to, then go and check out their Instagram and check out their clothing. They do really cool t-shirts and hats and things like that. So this is a t-shirt I'm wearing now. This is the khaki t-shirt with kind of like the embroidered Sincere with their logo on it. So I just thought I'd let you know what I'm wearing. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I've already moisturised my skin. I use my Estee Lauder Day Wear Moisturiser, and I've already obviously cleansed, toned and moisturised, and I've popped on a little bit of my Pouty Lips, which is like my lip plumping gloss. I'm just going to pop a little bit more of this on. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This has shea butter, vitamin C and E. I actually mentioned this in my 2016 Beauty Favourites video. This is like a really nice moisturising kind of primer base for your foundation and your makeup. I will link my 2016 Beauty Favourites video in the description box below, and I'll also pop a little iCard up here for it, so you can go and click that and watch it after this video. Also, I should have mentioned, before I do any single makeup look, I always cleanse, tone and moisturise. So as I said, I use my Estee Lauder Day Wear Moisturiser. I always tie my hair back, and sometimes I use like a headband when I'm getting ready in the morning, but I always use a hand sanitizer. And I know that sounds really random, because the thing is, if you're going to go in with your products like I just did with the face base onto the skin and you're touching your face, you need to make sure that your hands are really clean. Any hand sanitizer will do, but this is the one I've been using recently, and I want to mention it to you because it smells amazing. This is one from MERCIER Handy. I believe that's how you pronounce the brand. I think this is a French company, but you can get it in Topshop. This is their hand sanitizing gel in the scent Black Vanilla, and oh my gosh, this smells amazing. MERCIER Handy, and like I say, I think you can pick this up in Topshop, and they do loads and loads of different scents as well. I really like the cherry one as well, so I would go and check them out. So yeah, so now we're all kind of moisturised with our face base, I'm now going to go in and prime my skin using my BENFIT the PORE FESSIONAL, and this product gives the skin the most beautiful kind of blurred effect, and it really kind of smooths out your pores and all your fine lines. I'm then going to go in with some of my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus spray. I literally cannot live without this product. This is the limited edition one in the cucumber scent, but I always just go back and use the original one. This was just a limited edition one. For me, it's all about kind of prepping the skin and making the skin look super beautiful and kind of flawless and airbrushed, and really priming the skin is so important. As you can see, I've actually including my moisturiser, I've used 4 products to prime my skin before I've gone on with any makeup. Foundation, I'm going to use my Urban Decay All Night foundation because I just love this stuff and it is just so good, and also I'm not that tanned at the moment. I haven't got any fake tan on, so I'm going to go in with this colour in the shade number 5, which is kind of like my natural skin tone colour. I hope this matches me, and I'm going to use that on my Sigma Flat Top Kabuki F80 brush. This brush is so dirty. This is what the brush looks like. As you can see, it's very well loved and very well used. I have a link for Sigma brushes in my description box down below. I just love their brushes so much, and I also have a discount code as well, which is just Sigma in caps and then 2017. I'll link it down in the description box down below, and you can save some money on these brushes because they are just so good. And I love this F80 Flat Top Kabuki brush. I know this has been raved on about in YouTube for years. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my foundation and I just pop it on my finger, and I just dot this around my face. So, what's new? I've recently purchased a new MacBook. I got the new MacBook Pro in the space grey. It was about time I really got my own laptop, because if you guys don't know, I was using my best friend Rachel's laptop for a while, and it was about time that I got my own laptop. And I got it, picked it up about a week ago, and I don't know what I've done without it. So I can now edit my videos on there, and I can reply to you guys' comments, because replying to your guys' comment is literally like my favourite thing to do ever. Like, I love sitting down when I've uploaded a video and just sitting there for like about an hour and just going through all the comments and replying to you guys. For me, like, makeup is such a passion for me, and to be able to kind of share it with other people is just amazing, and kind of share tips and tricks. And I love watching YouTube as well. Like, that's how I started out. I've watched YouTube for like 6+ years, since I was kind of like early teenager, and I've literally wanted to start up a channel ever since, and I'm so glad that I did. I absolutely love it, and thank you for everyone that has subscribed. I'm now going to take my Real Techniques Diamond Sponge. This is a recent favourite for me. I used to use just the original Real Techniques Orange Sponge, but I picked this one up because I saw it was new in Boots, and I love it so much. Can you see how that's picking up excess product? It doesn't need to be set on the skin. Also, I would normally put foundation on my ears, but I can't at the moment because I've got quite a few new piercings. You've probably noticed in my videos, like, I've slowly got more piercings over the past couple of months, and obviously where they're quite fresh, like, I don't want to be putting makeup over the top of them because some of them are quite irritated, so I don't want to be putting makeup on them, but normally I would blend it onto my ears. But yeah, because I've got kind of new piercings, I don't want to be covering them in foundation. But obviously, like I say, go and follow me on all of my social media. I have it linked in the description box down below, and it's just another way for me to connect with you guys as well. Where's my concealer? It's just another way for me to connect with you guys as well, kind of because I'm only uploading once a week and I don't get to really talk to you guys. Obviously, I have Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat, which you can follow me on. Again, I'll have it all linked down below, and oh yeah, I would love for you to follow me and you can kind of see my posts and everything. I'm now going to go in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer in a lighter colour. This is the shade Light, and I'm going to use this under my eyes. I love this concealer. It's got such a nice formula on it. I've used this concealer for years and I love it so much. It's really lightweight, so you can pack quite a lot on without it looking cakey. I've got a good feeling about this year. I feel like it's going to be a good one. Like I say, I'm really motivated with my channel and everything like that, and I just really want this to go quite far. Like, I want to really keep building up my channel and putting out good content for you guys, and I've got quite a lot of exciting things planned. Whoa, I look crazy. I'm now going to go in again with the Real Techniques sponge and blend this out. Like I was saying, I've got quite a few exciting things planned. Me and my boyfriend are planning a few holidays for next year, so if you guys want me to vlog our holidays, then just let me know. Obviously, I'm putting this video out of this tutorial because obviously you guys requested it. I like filming videos that you guys request and you guys want to see. So do comment in the comments down below and let me know what you guys want to see from my channel. I'm thinking about filming a brushes video because a lot of people ask me what brushes I use. I get quite a lot of people DMing me and kind of writing to me asking me what brushes I recommend and what ones I use in my videos and stuff. So I'm thinking about doing a brushes video on like how I clean them and stuff. By the way, while I'm talking to you about this, I'm putting my Mercier powder underneath my eyes and baking, and also on my forehead, nose and chin, just to set any concealer. So basically anywhere we put any concealer, I'm going to be baking underneath my eyes using this powder. Now, to dust away all of that bake, I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix powder. As you guys know, I love this stuff, and I'm going to use mine today in the shade NC25. And I'm going to use this on my Bobbi Brown sheer powder brush, and I'm just going to use this, a very light dusting, all over my skin to set this. This foundation really doesn't need setting, but I always set my foundation. I'm actually now going to take my Smashbox palette. This is the contouring palette from Smashbox. And I'm going to take that highlighting colour, as you can see, I really do like it. And I'm going to use this under my eyes, just to keep that brightness there. I'm actually going to do all of my face first before I do my eyes. Like I say, because this looks going to be quite messy, I'm not going to do it too precise. So I'm now going to go in and bronze up my skin using my STILA Stay All Day bronzer, which looks like so. This is in the shade Light. I'll just do an up close shot. So this is what this bronzer looks like. It's quite a neutral tone and it's a matte finish, which I really do like. So I'm going to use that today on my Bobbi Brown blush brush, which I actually use for bronzer because personally I think this is a huge brush for blush. Like, it's way too big, so I actually use this for bronzer. So I'm going to swirl this into my product, tap off my excess so I haven't got too much, and lightly kind of bronze up my skin. I'm not going to do anything too drastic because this bronzer is quite a light shade. It kind of gives a really nice kind of light bronzed effect. Like so. So I'm applying that onto my cheeks, up onto my temples, around, up onto my forehead to really bronze that up. And I always pop it not just on my cheeks, I always apply it kind of on the perimeter of my face because that just ensures that you kind of like look evenly bronzed. I was going to contour using my Makeup Geek contour powder, but I didn't contour in that video, so I'm not going to contour today. I'm just going to go in with some blush, and I'm going to use my favourite blush, which is the Too Faced Love Flush blush in the shade I Will Always Love You, which is the most perfect peach tone. I did actually wear this blush in that video. Sorry, my brushes are over here, that's why I'm reaching over there. I did actually use this blush in that video, so I thought I would wear it today. And I'm just applying this kind of on the higher points of my cheeks. I used to apply my blush kind of down here, and I haven't been doing that recently. I've kind of been applying it kind of above my bronzer towards the kind of temple area. Now on to highlighter. I'm going to use Urban Decay Afterglow 8 Hour Powder Highlighter in the shade Sin, which looks like this. Again, I mentioned this in my 2016 Beauty Favourites. In that video, I did want to use the products that I was mentioning, so that's why a lot of these products I've already talked about in that video. So I'm going to use that today on my Anastasia Beverly Hills number A23 highlighting brush, which is the most perfect highlighting brush. And I'm going to pick up some of that product, and I'm going to apply it to the tops of my cheekbones. This highlighter is gorgeous. I mean, it was raved about for I feel like a few weeks, and then people have stopped talking about it, but it is beautiful. So I'm going to apply it on the highest points of my cheeks, kind of in a little C shape. I've been doing this recently, and then I go through my brow, up kind of through the top of my brow, and kind of down. I've really been into that kind of soft, dewy looking skin recently, and I love the way it looks. Also on the chin, bridge of the nose, the whole face. So that's the face done. So I'm going to zoom you guys in, and then we can move on to the eyes and the brows. So I think I'm going to start off with my brows first. So the first thing I'm going to do to my brows is run through some Benefit Gimme Brow. This is now in new packaging. This is the old packaging. I'm still using this one up. This is in the shade Medium Deep. And I'm going to use this to kind of run through my brows. It's just a little brow fibre gel. And I find it helps me shape my brows and kind of add a tint to the hairs. So then when I go in and fill them in with any product, I kind of got a little bit more of like a guideline of where to place my product. So I'm going to run this through. I'm now going to go in and fill my brows in using my Bobbi Brown. This is the Longwear Brow Gel in the shade Mahogany. Now the name of this is so deceiving because you think of mahogany, you think of like a warm kind of wood. Do you know what I mean? Like quite a warm tone reddish colour. But this is so deceiving because this is the most ashiest brown. Like, strange, I know. And I'm going to use this, as always, on my Estee Lauder Double Brow, what's this called? Double Brow Brush? Yep, Double Brow Brush. And it comes with the spoolie on one side and the brush on the other side. This is super natural looking, and it's quite a sheer gel. Like, it's not heavy at all on the brows. It's more of like a very natural finish, which I've actually really been enjoying. So just kind of running that through. And kind of really pulling that through the tail. Now I'm going going to go in with a new brow gel. And yeah, shock horror, I'm not using my Ready Set Brow from Benefit. I'm actually going to be using this product, which is the MAC Brow Set in the shade Clear. And I'm just going to take this and run this through my brows to set them in place and make sure that the product lasts all day and stops any little stray hairs, and it just really sets them down. I've been enjoying this recently. I recently picked this up and I really do like it. I'm now going to move on to my eyes. So the first thing I'm going to take is my classic kind of setting colour, which is my MAC Brulee eyeshadow, which you can see I've really hit the pound on this shadow. I'm actually going to take this on my Real Techniques number 200 brush, and I'm going to pop some product onto my brush and set the concealer which we popped over the eyelid. What this does is, I do this in all of my tutorials, this just kind of sets any product in place, and when we go in and blend all of the shades over the top, it creates a really nice base, so we can get a really nice seamless blend. The first shadow is the same shade which I used in the 2016 Beauty Favourites video, the makeup that I wore in that video, which is Makeup Geek Creme Brulee, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to use this on my MAC 224 blending brush. As you guys know, I use this brush in every single one of my videos. It is my go-to blending brush. I love it so, so much. So I'm going to first start off by popping this shade into the crease. So this is kind of like our base blending shade, and I'm going to blend this quite far up to the brow. And as you can see, I'm angling my brush actually upwards, and I'm using the brush hairs to kind of feather it up towards my brow and switching sides. Now that is it for Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Now moving on to another eyeshadow palette. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills as well. This is the Master Palette by Mario. As you guys know, I freaking love this palette. It is beautiful. These are the shades which you get inside. If you didn't get your hands on this palette, I'm sorry, but you can just use any shades which are similar to the kind of colours in here. These kind of tones kind of tend to come in most palettes, so just kind of use what you've got at home already. But the first colour I'm going to use is the shade Isabel. So this is the shade Isabel right there, and as you can see, I've got a lovely broken nail, which is so, so glamorous. So I'm first going to use the shade Isabel, which is a really nice kind of mid-tone, super warm tone shadow. And I'm actually going to use it on the same MAC 224 brush, and I'm going to pick up quite a bit of that product. And instead of blowing it out so far, I'm going to focus it kind of in the lower part of my crease to start with, and really blending this out. And I'm kind of really packing on the product and then blending it again in circular motions to really get a seamless blend, because this eyeshadow is going to be quite blown out. And I'm actually going to take it all over the lid. Just using the same brush, just a light wash of colour. Now I'm actually going to take the same brush, I'm going to go back in with that Isabel shade, and I'm going to really smoke this out onto my lower lash line. And now you might be thinking, wow, that is a big brush to be using on the lower lash line, but I want this to be super smoky and I want this to be blended quite far down. And I'm almost connecting it like in a little C shape with the crease. I'm going to go in with the shade Violetta from the same Mario palette, which is a dark chocolatey brown, and I'm actually going to use this on my Real Techniques base shadow brush, which is a really nice fluffy brush, and I'm going to pick up quite a small amount of that product. And we're going to use this on a more kind of tightly packed brush, a little bit of a smaller brush, because we are going to focus this more into the crease. So looking down into your mirror, I find is the best way to do your eyeshadow. So instead of kind of going straight from the top like so, we're actually looking down into the mirror so you can really see the crease. So I'm going to start by popping this into the outer corner of the eye. Because the shade Isabel has been blending way above the crease, this is actually going to go into our natural crease. So starting in the outer corner and blending it in, and I'm actually going to take this all the way into the inner corners of the eyes as well, and getting the same brush and applying some shadow, tapping off the excess just to stop any fallout, and smudging that onto the lower lash line. So every step that we do onto the lid, we're going to do onto the lower lash line as well. And I'm now going to go back in with the MAC 224 brush and just softly blend out the edges. Now, using the same Real Techniques brush, I'm now going to go in with the shade from Makeup Geek, which is this black colour here. I believe it is the shade Corrupt. Yeah, Corrupt from Makeup Geek, which is a really true black shade. Now, we've also got the product left over from the dark brown. I'm literally, as you can see here, I'm going to go 1, 2 in the black and tap off so much of that excess. You want a tiny, tiny amount of black onto your brush. And we're going to start off by popping this onto the lowest part of the crease, almost onto the lash line. Packing it on, and this is really going to add that depth to this look. And I'm also going to take the tiniest bit of black shadow and under the lower lash line. I feel like a good black shadow is so essential to your collection. You can do so much with it, and it is such a key to a good kind of smoky look. Going back to our brush, you can see how many times I'm actually going in, swapping over brushes and blending. It's a long process. And now, as you can see, we've kind of got the gradient. So I'm now going to go in with my Estee Lauder Little Black Liner. This is a really good kind of true black rich felt tip liner. And I'm going to go in, because it has two different ends, I'm going to go in with the little pointed side. And I'm going to grab a mirror. And I'm going to actually line my top lash line. I'm not going to wing it out. I want this look to be super rounded. But we're just going to do a really thin line on the top lash line. And that's going to kind of hide our lash band when we put our false lashes on. So just a really thin line of liner. So I'm now going to go in with some mascara. And as per usual, I'm going to use BENFIT's Roller Lash. This is a really nice mascara. It's good if you have lashes like me, super short and they kind of stick straight down. I'm going to use this and kind of wiggle it through the roots of my lashes. Pulling it upwards. I feel like with a look like this, you have to wear false lashes. If not, your eyes and your lashes tend to get a little bit lost with the shadow. And it just really helps to make this look. So these are the lashes that I used in the other video, and these are some of my favourite lashes. These are the EYELURE number 143 lashes. They are super dramatic and fluffy, and they've got quite a thick band, as you can see, so they're quite easy to apply. So I'm going to go and put some mascara on my lower lashes. I'm going to go and put these lashes on using my Huda Beauty Black Tinted Lash Glue, and then I will be back. Okay, so I've just added my lashes and popped some mascara onto my lower lash line. I'm now kind of looking at the look. I feel like I need to put something in my waterline, but I don't really want to put black in my waterline. So I'm actually going to use this Smashbox Always Sharp Waterproof Kohl Liner in the shade Bear. So this is a really nice kind of neutral nude coloured eyeliner, and it's the Always Sharp one, so it's like self-sharpening in the lid. So you've kind of always got a sharp point if it wouldn't break. Is that a joke? Is that a joke? I had this like 2 minutes. Okay, I'm pissed. Right, okay, so I've used this eyeliner, no word of a lie, about 5 times, and it's done that. What the hell? I don't know, but there's a little bit of product, so I'm just going to run that through my waterline. So I managed to pop that on, and despite the kind of weird packaging situation, don't know what that's all about, considering I've barely used this. Strange. So I'm just looking, and I think it's time to move on to the lips. Now, I had so many questions about the lip combination that I was wearing in that video, and I know my lips looked huge. Like, they looked massive with this lip combination, which personally I like. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a tissue and just kind of take off any of that lip plumper that we had on from before, like so. And I'm going to use the first lip colour that I used in that video, which is STILA Caramello Liquid Lipstick. This is probably one of my all-time favourite liquid lipsticks ever. I love it. So I'm just going to apply this all over my lips. Okay, Okay, so that's the lip just using the Caramello liquid lipstick, which I love the look like this, but to be honest, I wanted a glossy lip. So I'm now going to go in with my favourite lip glosses, which is Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar Ennamored Lip Gloss. I love this so, so much. I'm going to use this now all over my lips to make them super high shine and glossy looking. To set this look in place, I'm going to use some Morphix Plus. This is again the cucumber one. I'm just going to spritz this all over my skin. Literally bathe in it. Okay, so that is the end of my Chit Chat Get Ready With Me video featuring this super grungy smoky eye and this beautiful kind of intense nude glossy lip. Also, if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to give this video a like and make sure you subscribe to my channel before you leave, because also I was just going to mention this, my most requested video for me to film my channel is my makeup collection and storage video, and I'm thinking of when I hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to film my makeup collection and storage video, and I'm also going to do a giveaway. So just to say thank you and give back to you guys for all of the love and support that you give me. You really don't know how much I appreciate it. So if you want to have that when I hit 20,000, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And also if you hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, it lets you know every single time I upload a video. So thank you guys so, so much for watching, and if you stayed till the end, then congratulations, and I will see you next Friday in my next video. Love you guys, bye! Mwah.